Okay, I'm not gonna be too long. This video is for MGM out there in Vegas casino, and making this because we had an agreement a couple of years back. Um, Small channel made a partnership agreement with a particular casino because I found out a few years before that that when I was living in Georgia, my channel, I didn't know at the time, was tied into a gaming network, and the only way to free myself up from that was to release a computer, a supercomputer, worth millions at the time. That's now turned into a problem because it's now turned into billions of dollars. And I'm just here to say we turned over, and they told me to not ever get engulfed in my area in any sport. That's the first thing, and to be able to turn this into a multi-level marketing company. But it's turning into some opposition. We were able to turn over in almost about 0.4% of under the local baseball team here, which I'm not actually even located there where they're based at right now, doing operating everything outside of there. But they beefing with me, trying to say that I'm a debt because they dropped an annuity of 1-0, and it's been getting kind of difficult because there's even people coming on this channel sending me threats and stuff like that. So I'm like, I don't know how you guys want to handle it, but still have a lot of extra credit from what I've gained, and anything over about like $4,000 in credit, I think I want to use that as a security piece to send some people out with some weapons to a few addresses that I have listed. And I bought a new weapon myself, and I want to network that weapon into people that have way more weapons than I do. Because as you guys know, I'm being kind of like extorted here where I'm at, based upon me making a lot of credit, believe it or not. The latest annuity is actually based here a few miles away from where we operate out of. And it's not really them, but it could be them. But it's a lot of people that essentially are threatening me now because, I mean, we're growing in profit. Not really getting a lot of the donations that we should in this area. We've donated a lot of video time and airtime and credit by hand. Everything was done on a shoestring budget and out of pocket for myself. And a lot of money was donated and given, but now it's getting to the point where it's like some form of a beef, a shadow beef with a particular group that don't want to really make themselves physically known yet. However, I know that it's tied in with this channel and locally. However, I have some group of people that I'm tied in with, not just in this channel, but from Georgia and locally. And it's kind of like a beef over teams in Major League Baseball. And it's like, well, this is our team and that's our team, and you're nothing and you're nothing. And it's like, on this episode, I just want to basically prove through the annuity. Anytime you see an annuity drop, the views in that area are the base commodity as to the reason why that annuity dropped. You know how many views I have in Cincinnati, Ohio on this channel? The Cincinnati Reds are the holders of the latest annuity. So any real estate owner or view owner or anyone in that area, when an annuity drops, that's a proof that people are old. Now, that doesn't mean that I have ownership in the Cincinnati Reds, and that's where the beef comes in at, because my name, the way I deal with baseball is through my name credit. I have documentation on 13sonsastrology@gmail.com email proving my birth name that was given to me overseas in Morocco. And this name is what I use in baseball, which is tied in with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I also keep, commodities and stuff like that on me as proof. So that's how I operate. That's how I get money. Anything I do through this channel is considered credit. We turned over with the Arizona Diamondbacks and was able to turn over their record, or aided in turning over their record, which now is, like I said, about 64 wins, from where we discussed before when you guys donated. Well, actually, they donated, what they could. We raised about, about $100. I was able to use that from the last video we did to be able to turn over and get our record up there and even. Because people don't know this. Like, it's not just about the wins with me, man. I know a lot about business. And every time that team wins, I make money in the international industry of the phone industry. It's called the calling industry, actually. The term call. I've invested in that secretly for a while, and now since we were able to turn a certain record on paper now, have proof. So when people donate to me, I want it to be a credit for you, not a debt. You see what I'm saying? So like when you give me money, I want that to credit your team, and if it doesn't, be able to analyze why it's not. I'm a busy person and be able to at some point do a reading for your city if I have to, because I have a lot of video credit real estate all over, and like I said, my views have like in some areas have. Can you believe this? Have went up 1,000% thanks to my viewers and subscribers and people that I'm dealing with. 1,000% in some areas. So I have a lot of real estate. I could be working with people, and that's what I'm in the process of doing now through this location, which is internationally connected. That's why I love this whole state where I operate out of. It's actually an international state that's connected, or Commonwealth state, which ties in international business that's connected to a bunch of areas or whatever. So when this annuity drop, it's causing kind of like a beef because I mean, of course, it's jealousy, but then it's real too. Because you got some ignorant fools out there that think they have more money than you, that want to fight you and this and that because of the way I operate. Very, almost like a hustle or like almost like a drug deal, even. And they don't like that. And they're like, why can't you clean yourself up and become more visible and this and that? And I'm like, I'm working on that. Everything I did was based on a raw commodity, and I had to turn that raw commodity coming from out of the country into money here. And it's a struggle every day. Death threats, threats from all type of people in all type of ways. Can't have a normal relationship because when you get with a woman, they're threatening her, stalking her, messing up her business affairs. But we working on all that. Got a different type of security piece now. Like I said, I just bought this new weapon. I love it because it's networking. I have the ability through some technology that I have encrypted in me to be able to network weapons with higher security force entities, which acts as a guarantor, or acts as a that's not the word I'm looking for, but acts as a guarantor or a form of security. That's not the word that I'm looking for. It's a word that I'm looking for when you hold money and it acts as a it'll come back to me, but it acts as a guarantor so that we keep that money on reserve or that weapon on reserve. So we're working with companies that are worth billions. These security companies are worth millions and billions of dollars. And I have that type of problem. I have to invest with these companies now. That's how we monetize them now, to protect people that are getting threatened and stuff. Through watching this channel, through helping with money. People want to help us with a lot of money, like a female artist. She's rich. I'm not going to say who she is, but she wants to help me right now. She's like, I'm not going to do it. I'll slow down on the money I'm giving you because you're in danger. You know? So there's a lot of stuff going on or whatever. So that's how I have to now do my security and things of that nature. So just let you know, when you donate to this movement, now it's like a movement. So you can continuously donate and you'll continuously see credit. You know where you're from. You know if you got a soccer team, a baseball team. I always reiterate what we do. We sell credit and monetization, actually, which goes into a higher version of it. And you know where you're from. And you can look at your team's record and you can get money off of that. If your team is in the negative, you live in a negative area. That's right. If they have more losses than wins, that means that that don't mean you negative, but then you got to spend more money to stay positive. Whereas if you're in a positive credit area, you can get fortunes of commodities. I mean, you benefit from living in areas like that. These are areas where people spend more time contributing to the area itself. And you can tell by their credit. I'm serious. This is how you look at where you want to live at and stuff like that. And I do all of this through readings, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to actually stimulate that, though. Like if you don't like an area, be able to say, okay, we coming out there and we going to invest, you know what I'm saying, X amount of dollars, and over time, this is going to be a better area. And that's what we set out to do, and now that's turned into a deep beef with people that feel like they were there longer and this and that and things of this nature. So we have some people to deal with today physically. Um, Actually, I'm gonna have to rough up for messing around with the service that I have, and I'm getting tired of it. So I'm just gonna show up and rough them up really bad, and I just need to put this out as a measure for people that are out there, because some of them are actually affiliated with law enforcement. Yeah, I roughed them up too. And we're going to show up and rough them up. I'm going to have some other people who shadow me and show them how we move, but not just to show them, but to get back money. Because when they do this stuff, we lose money. They call us threatening us and stuff. That costs money. You don't understand that. You call me talking this and that about what you're gonna do, and even your girlfriends talking about this and that and saying stuff about this and that. You say something about my appearance, you can either help me, which is a form of credit, instead of saying something, okay, you messed up in the head, like someone helped me. You didn't have, your belt broke on you. Somebody gave me this belt. It's worth a lot of money, actually. Like that. Instead of saying, man, you walk around with your pants hanging down, why don't you get you a belt? Like, I'm smart enough to know I needed a belt, but I didn't have the funds and cash at that time. Somebody was just like, yo, here, so you can keep moving. Here, take this belt real quick. Cool. I'm cool female. Or whatever. They did that for us, but whatever. But then you have the hater out there that's like, instead of contributing, they're going to extort and take, because I'm worth millions and millions of dollars. Even bummy looking like this coat is worth more than a damn grandma's couch she used to have back in the day, because I'm wearing it. So if I lose it, they get money, and they know that. And it's just like, I'm accepting of it now. I'm starting to become more. Anything they do, it's like they're going to either get something or not. But now I'm coming up with a way to, okay, when they do this, we figure how much they did, and we just return and damage their property with the same amount. We settle out of court or whatever they do. If they damage our stuff by calling us talking trash or physically trying to attack us or whatever, we're going to damage your stuff. That's how I'm teaching people that's walking behind me too, because even death is a form of damage. One of those people have gotten killed in this movement, helping us. Shout out to Takeoff, that was removed from the industry world because of ignorant fools like this. That's what I'm saying. How serious it is. From my research, that's why he was murdered, because of the same scenario I'm in. They extort you to the point where if they get up enough money, okay, kill him. How much can we get from that type of thing? He's not securing himself and insurance wise. This is why people get sacrificed. There's a way to protect yourself to where a person will sacrifice you and lose money, and they would not only just go to jail, but they would probably get the death penalty because they didn't have enough money to be able to afford to do the stuff they were doing to you. We'll talk more about that. Just letting everybody know I did help and turn over your donations. I'm not trying to be long on this particular episode. Things were worked out, and we're not just some organization. If you don't hear from us now, we're taking longer to upload videos because I now have to pay for all upload time out of pocket because views are out. We don't even count them anymore. I told you guys that. They want to argue about, well, you only getting 100 views. I know, because people hate me. They're getting more and more angry. It might get lower than that. But we've came up with a way to be able to raise $1,000 off 50 views. Can you believe that? It's all about what you know. Stay vigilant.